Well, Deb Murphy filed this report for Sierra Wave Media, noting that one of the anomalies of life in California is the perpetual threat of wildland fires. Whether the winters are wet, like this year, or dry, the only real difference is the abundance of fuel by mid-spring. Now, the United States Forest Service and CAL FIRE are working on controlled burns in an effort to strategically reduce fuels and create defensible space around communities. The Camp Fire that wiped out Paradise, town of more than $26,000 on the west side of the Sierra, really brought home the fact that we're facing a new year-round reality. Residents are taking some matters into their own hands with the encouragement of Inyo and Mono counties. Inyo County Board of Supervisors voted to waive landfill gate fees for green waste over Earth Day weekend, April 20th and the 21st. Last fall, the town of Mammoth Lakes and Inyo National Forest staff held a workshop to bring home the point of what could be done by government entities and what was up to local residents. Mono County Supervisor Stacy Corliss re-energized the Mammoth Lakes Fire Safe Council with just one informational meeting. Inyo's Emergency Services Manager Kelly Williams has been making contact with area communities and tribes to either start up councils or revive existing ones. She'll be part of Bishop's Earth Day celebration. Bishop City Park, April 20th, have handouts and information. Now, after the Round Fire locally in 2015, Wheeler Crest Council became more active. According to Swall Meadows resident Karen Farrell Ingram, the council developed a community fire protection plan to analyze the community's hazards. The council has been able to get grants through CAL FIRE to address high-risk areas and complete fuel reduction and brush pickup. Mono County stepped up to help the group manage the grants, Farrell Ingram said. Now, Williams recommends councils become 501c3 nonprofits in order to become eligible for those kind of grants. Wheeler Crest, affiliated with the local fire protection district, already a 501c3, but that won't work for all communities. Williams has been sending out packets to interested community members in Inyo. Those packets include information on forming fire-safe councils as well as the 501c3 process. Now, some of the Wheeler Crest projects are simple, like putting up street signs. Others not so simple, like working on a second route in and out of the community. Farrell Ingram seems to have come up with the key to keep residents interested and active. Quarterly meetings that function as both social and informational gatherings with workshops on defensible space and evacuation tips. One known factor, California's fire season, now year-round. 8 years ago, a fire wiped out 19 structures in Big Pine in March, and the Round Valley fire, or the Round Fire, happened in February. Deb Murphy writes that you can check out the website calfiresafecouncil.org for more information. Also, Deb filed this story about the Inyo County Board of Supervisors. Board got a preview of a franchise agreement with the county's 2 waste haulers. That was at Tuesday's Inyo County Board of Supervisors meeting. Now, built into that agreement is a procedure for annual adjustments in the floor rate that determines the cost to residents. Bottom line, assuming the board will approve the agreement and new rates at its next meeting, April 9th, curbside service will go from $30.15 a month to $31.37 as of July 1st. Deputy CAO Rick Benson explained the increase is based on the garbage component of the Consumer Price Index. I've never heard of such a thing, and is keyed into the cost of the fuel. Now, historically, the county has set up floor rates for the haulers, Bishop Waste, and Preferred Septic. From that floor, the haulers can set their own rates, but for obvious competitive reasons, that minimum rate ends up as the rate charged by both haulers. Now, Benson dissected the increase. The current rate is a composite of hauling costs, the $50 a ton tipping fee paid by the haulers, an annual average estimate of 2.5 tons of waste per household, and the franchise fee that goes into the operation of the landfill. Benson applied the CPI increase of 6.5% to the $16.71 hauling element to end up with the monthly floor rate of $31.37. Now that agreement, well vetted according to Deb Murphy. Benson included elements from 3 other counties' documents and ran the draft through rural county representatives of California, as well as CalCycle, Inyo County's council, and risk managers. This is good for the county and the haulers, he said. It provides a stable environment and will be easy for our reporting requirements. Now, the franchise agreement also requires the haulers to work with Inyo County to deal with what Benson called the 6,000-pound gorilla, the state's requirement to reduce reliance on landfills with a mandate of 75% recycling, composting, or source reduction by 2020. Benson admitted Inyo has to do a better job of recycling. We have specific issues, he said. We're far from where recycling is going on, and we thank Deb Murphy for those stories. Well, a couple of notes from Mammoth Unified School District, including from Superintendent Lois Klein, who noted in an email Wednesday that every time she gets ready to send the following announcement regarding the last day of school, it looks like there's more snow in the forecast. Hopefully, Superintendent Klein said, as we continue to get spring snow, it will be manageable. As of April 3rd, the last day of school for Mammoth Unified School District is scheduled for Monday, June 17th. California Department of Education did waive 2 of 5 red days with Mammoth Unified School District. High school graduation, Friday, June 14th. The seniors then will be the only ones who are exempt from attendance on the 17th. Let me see, if they graduated on the 14th, good luck getting them there on the 17th. Good idea. The 17th will be a minimum day for all schools. Each school is planning activities to make the day fun, yet meaningful. And I can tell you, I was seriously inflicted with an unending case of senioritis decades ago. And for the Mammoth High School senior class of 2019, April 8th through the 11th, Mammoth High School seniors hosting dinner at Gomez's at the Village at Mammoth. Ticket purchases go to support the class of 2019's graduation and senior trip. You can celebrate with family and friends supporting the Mammoth High School graduating class of 2019. Seniors are selling tickets, sold at the door, cash or check. You can text Mikey at 714-814-8942, 714-814-8942 to buy your advance tickets. Well, tragedy last week in the Eastern Sierra. A lot of people know. Charles James filed this story for Sierra Wave Media, noting that on Friday, March 29th, California Highway Patrol reported that a bicyclist had died at about 10:35 a.m. after being struck along U.S. Highway 6 and Chalfont Loop Road, about 12 miles northeast of Bishop. Information on the identity of the bicyclist was withheld pending notification of kin, later identified as Karn Logren of Chalfont. 76-year-old driver from Hamel Valley told California Highway Patrol that she was traveling on Highway 6 about 50 miles an hour in her Chevrolet Impala when the bicyclist unexpectedly turned in front of her, hit the bicyclist, who then died. Logren, a well-known local personality in the Eastern Sierra. Karn worked as a columnist for the Inyo Register for several years. His Uncommon Sense column, which covered a wide-ranging, eclectic commentary on social, political, and cultural topics, appeared in the Tuesday editions of the Inyo Register. An avid outdoorsman, Karn Logren also wrote articles that had appeared in Backpacker, and Rock and Ice magazines. Managing editor of the Inyo Register, Terrence Vestal, said, "We first heard about the accident over the emergency scanner in the Bishop office. Did not realize it was our friend and co-worker, Karn Logren, whose name was being withheld at the time. When we later found out, we were devastated, as are so many others that knew him. It's a heartbreaking and great loss." Karn Logren was 65 years old, a retired Caltrans employee, told many of his friends looking forward to his retirement and spending more time with his wife, Deborah, who he greatly loved. He also looked forward to traveling with her and becoming more involved in the community. Carnes' friends and co-workers described him as witty, intelligent, a great poet, an observer of mankind, and a talented musician.